What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Door Bumper Clear, the final time this year, the Christmas episode. We had this elaborate episode planned out where we were going to have a bunch of fun today, and then our families it all up.
That's because you were in charge.
Well, the wives got off the hook because mine might not have been feeling so great, so I didn't bother asking Beth and get yelled at by her. The second half of the goof troop up there, one of them was supposed to come back from the Snowball in time, never made it after he said he would. So I'm gonna have to ban Luke Baldwin from the show for a while, maybe till next Christmas. We'll give him a chance again. But Thomas, how are you today?
I'm doing well.
How has your off season been? Okay, I mean
Off season.
Well,
I have an off season.
I said the other day. I sent him a text from Key West. I said, "How's it going?" He said, "I'm on the floor
scrubbing floor. I was cleaning my floors on my knees. Yeah. How are you doing?
Karsyn, how are you doing?
I'm good. Just getting ready for the next Cars Tour season.
The person that probably wants this off season maybe to last the longest, or maybe not. Maybe he's ready to get back going, but he's had the most to celebrate at the table. The year 2025 Xfinity Series champion, Jesse Love. How are you, sir?
I've been good. I've been a little bit busier than I probably anticipated, and have a lot of trips planned. I got one trip planned with Tommy, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I've definitely been pretty busy. Haven't really had much time to just sit on the couch per se.
So break down obviously Phoenix. We'll go through that. But I mean, winning the championship. Did you go into that race feeling like you were going to be as dominant as you were after practice?
Well, after practice, yeah. I mean, for sure. I thought I'd be probably more dominant than we actually were after practice. I feel like after practice, we probably had a tenth and a half on the field per se. So, yeah, I was definitely feeling really good about it. Felt really good about it the whole week. Phoenix is a place that I've been to enough to where I really have a good understanding of it, and I kind of need that. I'm kind of one of those drivers that needs a little bit of a notebook and something to build off of. But yeah, practice was very promising.
Yeah, I mean, I remember watching practice, and I was, you kind of just scan the timing charts of seeing who's on what lap on tires and what their pace is, and I felt like everybody else is pretty close. I'm looking at Connor, I'm looking at the 7, and they're within a tenth of each other, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. And then I look at Jesse, and Jesse's like 2/10, a tenth and a half better. And I'm like, wait a minute, is my up? Is he on a different lap than everybody else on tires that I'm not paying attention to? But yeah, it looked like to me you were, as long as we had long runs like we typically do there, you were going to be the guy to beat.
Yeah, that's what you look for every time you're done with practice. You always look at that sheet. There's always the graph that he's talking about. It's like a dot chart graph. Probably not the actual word for it.
The old dot chart.
Yeah. And anyway, you look at that graph and you just hope that you're one line below everybody else. And very rares. Typically, it's always Justin that finds himself in that elite group in practice. But yeah, it was definitely good to be the one that stuck out there. It was a huge confidence boost.
Stockman probably wasn't excited at all, I would assume.
Oh, he was pumped up. No, he hasn't come down yet either. I don't think he's come down yet from practice.
How has the celebration? I know you had to leave for a little while, go on a trip. We'll talk about that too. But how was the celebration post race? I ran into you, whatever that barn is, the barn. But I mean, we'll break down that obviously that night, and then what's it been like, the banquet itself.
Yeah. Well, for my sponsors whose jaws are on the floor right now, I was at the barn in the infield, or not in the infield, outside the track. Got to do the champions toast, which I think it's the last year they're doing that, I've heard. So yeah, it was cool to at least get to do it. I've heard about it for a while, but yeah, you walk in there, all the people are in there after the race, and you get to do a toast. And then I think we walked in there a little bit later with my crew guys and stuff to hang out. Got to honestly just wander around and follow the herd for a while, but it was definitely a fun night and a really fun weekend, and kind of led into the next part of the week where we were still in Scottsdale and at the banquet, and all that was just a blast too.
For sure. Before we get into the rest of Jesse's offseason, Tommy, what's been going on over there? I know we had the pleasure of going to the Turkey Derby the week after Phoenix, or a couple weeks after Phoenix. That was a lot of fun for us.
Oh yeah, that was great. Yeah. Luke broke going for the lead there on a restart, and Jack didn't even make a lap, so that was and he wrecked. So that was a lot of fun sitting in 30-degree weather. And
I said to somebody, we ended up finishing the race. I spotted for James Blewett, and we finished, I don't know, fifth, sixth, I can't remember. And I swear, we always have a tradition going to the same bar, Mulligan's, right down the end of the road from the racetrack. And I said, all right, anybody call Tommy? And they're like, are you kidding me? Tommy is probably 2 hours into his drive by now.
When Jimmy called me, I was already in Pennsylvania.
As soon as we finished race, I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that. Well, they're both been out of the race for quite a while.
Lord.
Yeah, unfortunate circumstances there. Karsyn, what the hell you been up to?
Not a whole lot, honestly. I have been having weekends at home, which is cool.
It's rare.
Yeah, I've been to one racetrack since we stopped racing. We went to Southern National to watch Lee Pulliam run when he ran the JRM late model, so that was cool. And then other than that, it's been nice just to be at home, really. You were on vacation recently, weren't you?
Yeah, I haven't.
He just got back
Yeah, he just got done telling us he hasn't been
from
home.
Phoenix. He just got back from Phoenix.
I have not been home. I have not spent 7 days consecutively at my house since the Roval. No, Martinsville. Nope. I stayed up there one day.
Now his story's changing.
No, it's been the Roval. I thought about Martinsville because I usually go back and forth, but I stayed up there because we did a modified race. So no, I haven't been home 7 consecutive days.
Well, where have you been? Like anything cool?
So, I mean, not really. Yeah,
What do you mean?
No, it was fun.
We were just in Key West.
Yeah. No, so we went. I don't remember what the hell I did.
Phoenix.
Right
went
away.
back to
I went back to
Phoenix.
Scottsdale for Sunshine's bachelor party. Then went to the Derby, I guess. No, then I went to Detroit with Eric Jones for the football game. Then the Derby, and then Key West. This week we go to Tyler's wedding, and then I'm hopefully not going anywhere for quite a while.
That's 2 weeks. Then we start.
Yeah, then we get going again, which I don't want to be. I don't want to think about that. By the way, Carson's going to join me at Tyler's wedding this week, and it's going to be awesome. We're going to have. I don't know what we're going to hot chocolate. I hope because the
there
high,
better be something warm there because the weather ain't.
The high that I saw for the weekend is in single digits. So. Yeah. That's going to be frigid, to say the least. Jesse, how much do you want to talk about the trip across the seas there? I know the race ended pretty early.
Well, we got to run 2 races.
Oh, there was 2. Okay,
yeah.
I only saw the one. But I've been out of the.
He's been busy.
I've been out of the news for a little bit.
Yeah, he's just getting back. He don't know what's been going on, so we're gonna have to fill him in as the show goes.
Yeah, so I got the opportunity to go run a Super 2 car with the V8 Supercar series. For those that don't know, like what Austin Cindric was running was, they call it the main game over there. So they would call our Cup series the main game. Anyway, I ran like the Xfinity series of V8 Supercars. And what it is it's the previous generation of the new version of a supercar. So everything adds up to where it sounds like how the Cup deal has gone, but like what SVG won of all his races and championships in. I think he did 1 year in the new car, but for the most part, it was all basically the kind of car that I was driving. So that was super cool because I got to watch all that stuff growing up, and get to drive one of those cars was rewarding and definitely mind-bending and opening. But it was harder than I thought, for sure. I kind of thought I knew how hard it was going to be going into it. But at the same time, I was like, well, I can go and put the car on the tire and, go fast. So I was okay on speed, but it was definitely harder than I thought, probably 2 times as hard as what I thought it was going to be going into it. And yeah, they definitely kicked my ass for sure. It was definitely hard because it was a street race. So when I tested at this track called Malala, it was open, right? If you ran off track, it was no big deal. Once I did that for the first time, I was like, oh, okay. And I actually had really good speed there. But then we went to the street course where there's no room for screwing up. There's no room for going off. So it was definitely, that definitely made it a lot harder for me to kind of find the limit because you can't go past it. So that was tough. But overall, the drivers were unbelievable how good they are. Even in the Super 2 deal, it was super competitive. I think my best finish. So race 1, we broke a shock on lap 2. But race 2, I had to start last, and because qualifying got canceled. So I think I finished 14th, and I was the biggest mover. So that was something that I guess hang my hat on a little bit. But yeah, it was super hard. I felt like the worst guy in Super 2 was on a road course better than the 5th place guy in Xfinity. There was not one guy out there that I was like, oh, this guy sucks.
There's no weak links.
It was impressive. It was very impressive.
How was the atmosphere over there? I mean, obviously, have you been over there before for dirt stuff at all, or was that the first time you went over there?
No, never been over there for dirt stuff. It was, again, just so mind-opening. So we were parked in our paddock, garage area, whatever you want to call it. Right next to us was a Supercross garage or paddock. And right next to that was a Supercross track. And then at night, you could hear the sprint car races going on because there was a sprint car track that was built right outside of the street course. And then you had the actual V8 Supercars. You had F1 cars going around there. So it was like a festival. I think they had Lenny Kravitz playing one night, and then on Sunday night they had AC/DC playing. So it was like it was just such a different world, right? And there probably wasn't as many people as there are at a Cup race, but there was definitely a lot of passion. They probably brought in as much or maybe more. I'm just taking an uneducated guess because they had so much traffic going in there for so many different things. So I think there's some stuff that maybe NASCAR could like implement or use because it was definitely much more of an event than what I'm used to. You weren't just there for the Supercar race. You could be there for 4 or 5 different things, which was definitely unlike anything I've done.
Yeah, for sure. Tommy, no shortage of news has been dropping in the Cup. Well, actually, all 3 series, honestly. We've had plenty of silly season, I don't know if you want to call it, or just some changes that's gotten announced that we kind of some expected, maybe some not so much. Trackhouse number swap, Zilich and SVG are going to switch. Zilich will be in the 88, SVG in the 97. I think that's not really a surprise to anybody. Those reveals were really cool. Did you get to watch the reveals with these guys writing the notes? I mean, how cool was that to watch?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I guess that was how long? The only thing I didn't get, how long did SVG have that number before? Like all through?
Well, he ran it in karts, I think. He ran it in like his open wheel stuff, all of his main game stuff.
Yeah, so it was his whole life. So that's pretty cool. I mean, we've always strived to keep the 7, throughout. I got lucky enough to get the 7 in the Cup Series when I had my team, so I know what that feels like. So that's pretty cool.
As Cup stuff, I know we can't really probably dive into it too much. Came out yesterday or really recent that Rick Ware's switching from Chevrolet. I'm sorry, to Chevrolet from Ford.
Yeah, I
just
was
surprised
as everybody else.
Were you really?
Tommy?
That
was the day Tommy was scrubbing the floors at TBR.
No,
right?
Wait, you really had
well, gosh.
No, I had no idea.
like no idea.
0 idea. I
whatever.
woke up at 3 a.m. on Wednesday morning, and I said, hell with it. I was going to go to Pensacola, drive to Pensacola, and I said, hell with it. I'm going to get my dually, and I'm going to drive to Long Island instead because I'd leave my dually to get it all fixed up at my shops up there, and then I'll fly to Pensacola. So I get up 3 a.m., walk around. That's what I'm going to do. So I get in the dually. I'm driving. I'm in Pennsylvania, and the president of Rick Ware Racing calls me. And that's when I found out. Last Wednesday.
When was it announced?
Maybe a couple
Yesterday?
days later.
Thursday?
Yeah. Well, it was
I don't know.
everybody knew the next day. But so I got to Long Island, worked in the shops till about 7, 8 o'clock, went to the hotel, went to bed, got back up early, flew back to Charlotte, and started the process with RCR and ECR.
So, I mean, I don't know how deep we can get into it or how much you even know about it, but I mean, how much of an undertaking is this when we are?
Well, I mean, I know all of it about it now. I mean, it's been pretty much nonstop since I found out. We went and met with everybody, and then I formulated a plan. We attacked the plan the last 2 days. All of our parts and pieces are up at RCR right now, going through all the process, what needs to be done. Everything has to get started over when you switch in alliances. So everything has to get remeasured, checked, put into their simulation, all the parts and pieces. So we've dropped off all of our parts, and the process is being started tomorrow. Got the crew chief with the engineers and all the other crew chiefs. All the daily meetings are set up for what happens from this point forward. Just waiting on some body parts and get the process started.
It's wild. Jesse, as far as the O'Reilly series, right? I mean, what was
come on.
What is it? The O'Reilly Auto Parts series?
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
That's going to be a mouthful.
That's going to take
be
a
the
lot
O'Reilly
of getting used
series.
to.
Corey Day full-time in the 17. I think everybody saw that coming. Parker Retzlaff moves to the 99. Anthony Alfredo, a second car over there at Viking in the 96. They're going to be RCR Alliance with, I think it was Jordan Anderson, right? Jordan Anderson, 31. And Jed Burton. I think the biggest, most of the stuff, Brent Crews finally announced that they're going to run majority of the schedule, 29 races. I know his buddy of yours got to be pumped for it. It's got to be weird. Like, you guys all kind of hang out together now, but how weird is it to see, like, are you happy for the guy, or now are you thinking in the back of your mind, I know how good this guy is, and now he's going to be another really good race car. This is somebody else I'm about to race against and try to compete with it for wins.
Yeah, it's a good question. And I haven't fully figured out exactly how I'm going to handle the situation. like obviously me and Connor are really close, but as far as like a family sense goes, like nobody's closer to me than Brent. He's like my little brother is how I look at him. So it's definitely going to be tough. And I haven't had a conversation with him yet, but I feel like what I'll probably end up doing is, Brent is somebody that every time he goes to the racetrack, I'm an open book. Like, here's all the notes I've ever taken on this place. Here's how I approach the weekend. But no, I'm not going to do that when I'm racing against him. And it's nothing against Brent, right, or anybody over there. I'm still going to, give him help as he needs that I would give anybody else help. But yeah, that's definitely a weird dynamic where I used to be this complete open book, and yeah, as a competitor and as somebody that is really close with his team and really wants to be in the sport for a long time, it wouldn't work in a situation where I would continue to do that. So at the same time, I feel like Brent has some good people around him and has enough of a starting point to be able to figure this stuff out like anybody would. But he's also really talented too. So I'm glad that he got the truck stuff better at the end of the year. It was definitely a struggle, I think, the first few races. And then he kind of was able to wrap his head around it and kind of let his natural ability work a little bit better with some added work. And then he was, really, I feel like, impressive to end out the year.
Yeah, he probably should have won the Roval. He probably should have won Martinsville, right? Yeah, I mean, the kid's super talented. I saw that.
He was as good at Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Like, Phoenix was...
Yeah, he broke transmission.
Yeah. I remember seeing that kid when I went over to Millbridge to hang out with, like, Dylan Welch. I don't even know. I think Brent was, like, 12 years old at the time. And Dylan was like, these kids are just, I think it was like him and Gavin were over there. I think Gavin was driving for Swindell or somebody, and they were really fast. And Dylan was talking about, like, there's like a 10th there or 2 tenths I can't find. And I'm like, no, you could find it. But you're not stupid enough to. I said, you're not stupid enough to go that fast yet. I said, these kids are just. They only know one speed, and that's all. You just watch Brent run the cushion over there, and you were just dumbfounded by it. He's carried it every step of the way, and I'm just really happy for him to get this opportunity. And he deserves it, and he's going to win races next year. Obviously, I'm sure he's going to get a waiver, so he'll probably make the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
he can get a waiver to get in. So he's just going to have to probably win some races to do that. But he'll be a threat to win the championship next year.
What do you mean win some races? You know something about the playoffs that we don't?
Well, yeah, we don't know. I don't know. You're right. I really don't have
and
any
you haven't
idea.
been around, so I'm just updating you. There has been.
I forgot.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to flip the calendar. We still don't know what the hell we're racing with next year.
You
haven't
missed anything.
I haven't missed anything good.
No.
Some truck stuff quick. Christian Eckes goes back to the 91. I think we talked about that on here. They announced Honeycutt finally.
Yep.
Okay.
Welcome back, Freddie. Yep.
Honeycutt's in the 11. They'll be really good next year. The Kaulig truck stuff. I'm just reading this now because again I have no idea. The Daniel Dye in the 10, Butterbean in the 12, Haley in the 16. Top Secret. What is Top Secret? The Gong Show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you want me to tell you who it is?
I was gonna say. I know who it is.
And then the Free Agent of the Week or whatever, the 25. Do you have any insight on what that deal is going to look like?
That's going to be pretty interesting. I think they're.
I heard some crazy rumors, like other people that had Dodge.
It's going to be. I think from a marketing standpoint, and to get these guys back in a truck at the racetracks can be pretty cool. And I'm also really excited about the other one. I think that the kid that's got picked and won the events got. Probably him and Butterbean were like first and second in line of doing things. I'm not going to kind of hint on who it is, but the kid's going to be pretty good, I think. I don't know about throwing him right into what he's getting ready to get thrown into, how it's going to get worked out yet, because obviously he doesn't have any experience, right, in a truck at any racetrack. So his only experience is in the short track, right? So he's going to have to go through a process to even get to Daytona. And obviously I'm sure that they got all that worked out for him for it to work out. But I'm excited to see that program and what comes about it.
There was some other stuff I can't want to talk about, but I think I've just my brain is not working.
You want me to run the show
moment.
today?
You can do
you're
it. Yeah,
a fucking
maybe.
mess
you know what I want to talk about in BS because there was really nowhere else to talk about it. and just get your opinion on it. Snowball Derby yesterday, obviously, once again, the Snowball Derby can't get out of its own way at times. Controversial ending. The guy that takes checkered flag first doesn't win the race again. What do you think about it?
I mean, unfortunately, I think he jumped. I mean, he rolled really he rolled really fast too early, in my opinion. And it's not that I think in him saying correctly, he was doing that all day. I think Stephen Nasse got in his head, to be honest with you. I think when they came over the radio and told him that, and he said it in the interview, that Nasse was going to try to jump him and get going, I think that kind of messed up Ty's rhythm of what he had going on all day. I think, and that's, if you think about it, doing something like that to Ty is
the thing that you could see. I was flying back for the end of the race, so I only watched about half of it before we took off, and then I was watching on Race Monitor and following Weaver's tweets throughout it. And the one thing that I noticed, and I feel like this happens to Ty a lot at this race in particular, because he's probably should have won this thing, I don't know, 7 times at this point. He's had such fast race cars. When there was live pit stops, the live pit stops would hurt him. Then just he got run over on a restart a couple years ago, which I think played into this. But with to your point about getting in his head, he fires off I think it was like 15 to go. They have a yellow, and he gets on the radio and he says something to Toby like, "Did you mess with the air pressure on that last stop?" And they're like, "No, we didn't touch anything." And he's like, "Oh boy, we're in trouble," or "Oh no," or something like that. So it's already and this is after he just checked out by 2.5 tenths a lap and 2.5 seconds in 5 laps, whatever it was. So to your point, I think I agree with you. But Jesse, do you want that if I'm spotting for you and we've dominated this race, led 1 million laps, and we're gonna win this thing? Oh God. Hey buddy. How's it going?
Fireball.
Oh, good. Great. For the candy, I hope. Yeah.
Oh.
If I'm spotting for
Turkey
you,
boys.
I'm surprised it's
wasn't
not.
a case of Jerky Boys.
Yeah.
But if I'm spotting for you and we've dominated this race, and I hear chatter on the radio, because there was chatter on the 51 radio on Weaver's timeline that was, "Don't let him push you around." And I guess they heard something on the 491 radio that said, he was going to try to jump him. Or would you want me even putting that in your head, or you want me to just tell you, man, just execute right here, and we've had the best car, just go do your job and we'll win this race?
Yeah, I mean, I think info is always good. I think as a spotter, it's your job to mediate the fluff and just the noise, right? And maybe that was just a little. Obviously, Steven's guys are going to say that in that moment, right?
Especially Steven's guys.
Don't let him push you around. Get a good start. No bleep. Come on, obviously. Anyway, I think it's just a tricky situation. I think how the rules written is opens the door for some calls that have to be made by the tower. I obviously there's always going to be games in super late model racing. You can't have a stack up. If you do, then the rear tires are lifted off the ground, right? So that's why they have the rules. So it's not like this rule is just stupid. It's not. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, right? What the spotter says, you have to control your own destiny. And it really sucks for Ty, but he put the situation in somebody else's hands, unfortunately. So that's where it gets tricky as a driver. But at the same time, he could be thinking back on Denny Hamlin at Richmond, right? Somewhat jumping that start and not getting called for it.
No, he's thinking about Stephen Nasse and all the things that would happen in the past. With
I don't know. Denny has never done anything wrong.
Oh, you got paid. You must have got paid.
What day is it?
I just think he's thinking about all the situations.
Yeah.
I've raced really hard with Stephen Nasse and never once had any sort of problem with anything.
I think the thing that I took away.
I'm saying from the past on restarts between him and Bubba and Ty. I mean, a couple of years ago, all 3 of them raced their hearts out. And it ended up being Bubba and Nasse wrecking, and I think Ty won. But I think that was in Ty's head about what happened, that situation. I'd never seen Steven, that guy starts dead last almost every race, because he don't qualify. That's some don't touch a car passing him.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, to your point, I mean, he's a really good race car driver.
I mean, when I first started watching him race, maybe, I don't know what, 8-10 years ago, whatever it was, he was a little rough.
Yeah.
But that's where he got that nasty, classy, nasty deal. But and then that reputation just kind of follows you around a little bit, even though you're not really driving like that anymore. But I think, you know, the thing that I want to say, like I've known Nicholas Rogers a long time, as race director. I think Ty put him in a bad spot. I think if the second restart, the last restart that he eventually got black flagged for, if that was the first restart, I think that it's okay. But he went so early on the one that got called back for a yellow that he put Nicholas in a bind where now we are dead on. You better be in the box this time.
Exactly. And
he wasn't. He put it in their hands again, like you said, Jesse. You didn't leave it in your own hands. You put it up to somebody else to make a call. And unfortunately, at that Derby, they're going to make that call more times than not, because they are. The one thing about the Derby, you can always kind of count on, it's going to be by the book for the most part, whether it's tech, obviously a little bit less now, not lesser, but just not as ramped up. Shouldn't say less tech, but it's just not as big of a show without Ricky there. But, you know, I just think he went so early on that first attempt that he put them in a position where they had to make that call. The second one, I don't think the second wasn't as egregious of a jump, but you put them in a box and they made the call, and unfortunately it sucks because he dominated the race, was the best car by far.
I think Ty's justification for it, which I don't really know the rule good enough to it, was he said you can, which this is where the rule is weird, but like you can speed up to the box.
So
you have to fire.
The rule is, it's like the old CRA rule, which CRA late models are kind of a Midwest thing. The rule changed in about 2019. I think it was one when Ty was kind of slowing the pace down in the box and got shoved through behind, got wrecked on a restart, with leading the race again there. And that was just him kind of trying to control the pace into the box, and guys behind him going, and they lifted him up like you talked about and turned him in front of the whole field, and we all wrecked. So then they changed that rule to like the old CRA rule, which was like as you roll into 3, kind of gradually pick up pace once the pace car rolls, so which you're not like taking off from such a slow speed and spinning tires, potentially missing shifts. But the thing that I know what he's saying, but you know, he didn't gradually pick up speed. He just fired.
What he did is he gradually picked up speed, but Steven didn't.
Yeah, so it just looked, you know, Steven was. I mean, they're both playing games. They're both trying to win the Snowball Derby, and it is what it is. But it just, I didn't think. Like I saw Nicholas getting killed on social media yesterday for making the call. I think Ty kind of put him in that position, and it's unfortunate that they had to make the call. But it is what it is.
Yeah. All right, you guys ready for spot on, spot off? Did we cover?
I think Did
we cover enough?
I think so. I don't
silly
remember.
Season?
There was 14 pages of silly season.
You talked all that, and not one thing on this sheet you talked about. How'd you do?
To the whole second page here.
What about the first page?
Well, I'm going to do some of that stuff at the end.
Oh, okay.
We're arguing about pages. We're back like
I don't even know. I feel like Tommy. What page are we on?
All right, number 1, in a shocking move, Chris Gabehart is no longer with Joe Gibbs Racing. The move will end up resulting in fewer wins and less playoff spots for JGR in 2026. Spot on, spot off. Tommy. Were you listening?
No.
I was trying to find out what page we were on here.
Freddie, do you want to go?
He's got them all flayed out over there. He's had like 4 pages.
He usually rips them in half.
I don't have my glasses on too. I mean, look, Chris was very smart guy, but that place is pretty deep, you know, and there's a couple different stories out there why he's gone. Hopefully some more information to come out, but I think where he's going, he's probably going to make a difference. Where he's going to end up going. So we'll see.
Yeah, you know, for our side of it, which obviously, you know, it came out in the trial that we have an alliance that you know, we pay for through JGR, and this, you know, this is, I would say, a concern. You know, this Gabehart, I think when he was crew chiefing a couple years ago, if you had asked me, go ahead and take one crew chief. If you could, you know, if you're going to be the driver and you want him to crew chief, it would have been Gabehart at the time, you know, and it's not really it's just kind of the overall picture of, you could always see he let strategies play out. There was never a panic call. It felt like he was kind of always, I know this is the best strategy and this is what I'm going to stick to. And 9 times out of 10, I felt like it played out unless something crazy happened in the middle of it. Obviously the cars always had speed. You know, for our side of it, it's just, you know, it's hard to imagine how you let this guy walk out the door.
Sometimes family overrides things. That's all I'm going to say, right?
You know, and it's just, he was so integrated in everything, the analytics side of everything, the everything, you know what I mean? Like, I remember he was one of the ones that we, all the super speedway stuff we do, of all the, the plans or whatever you want to call it, for how we're going to run these super speedway races. He was very integral in parts of that. So, now he takes all that wealth of information, and obviously, I don't know how much he can bring with him as far as what he can share and what he can't share. But, goodness, it's hard to imagine letting this guy just leave. I mean, Jesse, I know you obviously can't get or don't know much of in the integrated parts of it, but, when you hear this news, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I'd say, to answer it correctly, I think I'm spot off that it will result in fewer wins for JGR. I look at it like it's a company, like JGR is a company with a lot of depth, right? And depth comes from having a lot of good people, and Chris was one of, if not one of the guys at the top of that depth chart, right? So I think the move is going to help the team where he's going more than it's going to hurt the team he's leaving. And I think that part of a company having depth is being able to fill that cup of water back up when somebody takes some and leaves, right? So I think my biggest question, though, is, like, Tommy could answer this. When somebody like Chris Gabehart, who knows every part of JGR, right, every part that makes them struggle and every part that makes them good, can he take all of that info to the place that he's going, or do the teams have it set up to where, okay, Chris isn't going to be able to take this over to wherever?
I mean, you can take whatever your knowledge takes you, right? I mean, he doesn't need a computer. Chris is one of them people that doesn't need paperwork and computer to know what to do. He's smart enough that he can, wherever he ends up, when he ends up where he's supposed to end up, to take his brain and make it all work and put systems into place that might help the systems that are already in place, so to speak. So I think where he's going to end up, if they let him do his job, it's going to make a difference.
I mean, yeah, yes, for sure. But the one, and to piggyback Jesse's question a little bit, we saw I don't know.
Did I not answer it?
No, yeah, but I wanted to ask you one particular thing about it. We
Apparently
saw
not.
problems with Jazzy. We can name him now because I don't know where, but, like, there was issues between Jazzy and JGR because he went to RCR and they felt like he took their setup over there and put it in the 3 car that the race the 3 was so dominant in at Richmond. So there is some kind of intellectual property I would assume that you can take, but is that just your laptop? You know what I mean? Like the notes off your
I
laptop?
mean, you can't take anything.
But you're
so
just
to
saying
speak, but
he's smart enough to he's not using the direct setup from, he won't be using the direct setup from JGR, but he's smart enough to just come up with his own ideas again.
I mean, I remember what right front spring I ran at Rockingham in 1998. I mean, it's just the people that are involved that know it. I mean, just like an accountant knows numbers, these very smart people in our business know what to do and know what to apply. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch him settle into a new place with all the new faces and, understand his role, whatever his role might be, to make it all work.
How long has he been at JGR?
Long time, man.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine because he was like, I don't remember where he started even. He was like, I know he was an engineer, but I mean, it was like Xfinity
I don't even remember.
or Nationwide, I think.
He's been there forever.
Yeah.
Since he was in diapers.
I thought he was going to be there till he was back in diapers.
Yeah.
He should have been, but he's not, I guess. All right. Yeah, we got money flying under doors
Zilla-
now.
Yeah, where did that come from?
I'm getting text that
$20.
there's jerky boys on the table for Jesse. We've got
Zilla's
there's
just
money
brought me
flying
$20.
under the door again.
All I can smell is these fireballs now that he set those on the table. That's like all I'm getting. All right, 11 out of 19 original charter teams no longer exist, and Denny Hamlin says there's only one side going out of business. Freddie, are you allowed to say anything about your thoughts on that?
I think that the person to ask about this is one of the guys that had the original charters that is no longer in business.
Danny's not lying.
TBR is still in business. I
TBR
was at the shop.
Yeah,
the other week
he was
cleaning the
working.
floor.
He was working.
I had a TBR jacket on at the Turkey Derby, the one that I had from whatever year it was, 2014, and somebody's like, "Man, Tommy's logo just hasn't changed, it feels like." And I said, "Well, no, because I was wearing the TBR logo from 2014, and I think Jack or Luke had it on the suit from this year." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's the same. It's the same one."
That's what you try to do, right?
How difficult of that decision was. I mean, at that point, when you sold that charter, I feel like if you had options, you would have kept going. You were out of options at that point.
Out of options, yeah. Unfortunately, just could never. I mean, and that's one of the biggest things that they're fighting about. This, I could never be able to bridge the gap of what we're doing, what we had to do to run, not only run, but then run competitively. The problem now is there's so many high. The way the purse is like right on the edge of just being okay. It's still a shortfall. There's still a difference between what we take in to what we spend, all of us, minus the sponsors, right? But what's happened now is it's gotten a little closer now. The big teams are taking the little teams' sponsors because they can take less, right? So now it's hurting the little teams because the little teams needed that money to bridge the gap. So, and you're talking about the cost cap, the capping of the cost, and it's like, well, why doesn't Hendrick or JGR or Penske, why don't they cut their costs? Well, they could, right? But then that's going to hurt the little teams for a little bit because we spend money with the big teams because of all the machines that they build, the sim. We rely on them.
Yeah.
We spend $1 million, $2 million, whatever it is to them to build that. Well, if they're going to have to cut that, then we're going to have to build our own stuff. So within the garage, I think we do all a decent job of managing what we need to manage. Do I think there needs probably be a little bit of a cap? Yes. But, the things that they're arguing about, none of them are wrong on both sides, right? I think, they have arguments, but there is a common ground. There is going to be I feel when it's all said and done, there's going to be a middle ground that's going to make everybody happy, to a point. But I don't think they need to keep going, man. I think they need to not get to the end of this because it's going to change our sport.
Yeah. Jesse, there's another side of this, and this is like, obviously I can't really get into a lot of details about how I feel about everything and each side, and I'm obviously going to be very biased about it, to be honest. But, we see changes happen in the garage, and there was one this week that got announced. Nick Sanchez is going to be out of the 48. There's a guy going in it that essentially just has more money than Nick. Nick, I thought, did a fantastic. Is that the same as fantastic? Fantastic job at the end of the year with that thing, and all year really, of just being up front, having speed. Maybe made some mistakes at times and took himself out of races, but I thought he was in position to win maybe multiple races this year, and now he's out of a ride simply because of money. And I've always said that this is my biggest contention of when they were fighting about this is the more money you give to teams, the less they rely on sponsors, the more they can put talented race car drivers in their car versus a guy that's got $4 million instead of a guy that's got $1 million. Is that somewhere you want to see the sport going, where it's basically just more based on talent over money?
Yeah, I don't think there's a single person in the world, no matter what side you're on in this lawsuit, that wouldn't agree with that, right? I think as a whole, with all the lawsuit stuff, for me to really comment and kind of dig deep into it, it's just a lose-lose situation for me as a driver and the connections that I need. I think there's a lot of peace in mind when you realize that I think both sides are just doing what they think is best, and they're just trying their hardest. And I think that can easily get lost because there's a lot of emotion behind it all. But, man, yeah, to speak on Nick, obviously, we've gotten into it one or two times before and whatever, but at the end of the day, like, I was probably one of the first people to text Nick when he was notified, and yeah, I hate it for Nick. I think he's a really talented race car driver. He works really hard, and he wants it really bad. So I hope that he lands on his feet. I think he has enough good people around him to put him in a good spot. But yeah, it is a shame to see him go because I feel like he made our program better. Absolutely.
For sure.
All right. If you could ask Santa to bring you only one thing this Christmas that would, quote unquote, fix NASCAR, what would you ask for? And I guess it can be funny because I guess we tweeted this. Is that
I tweeted it, yesterday, and I was like, the idea was just to kind of, I wanted to go over some of their answers, like not so much what we think, but are we spot on, spot off for some of these people's answers, and some of them were ridiculous, but there's others that were actually.
Can we start with the Viagra as the white flag sponsor one? How do you feel about that?
I don't understand where we're going with that. Are you just excited that it's at the end of the race?
Well, they used to have it back then. They used to have something with.
I mean, we always have a white flag sponsor, but it's not been Viagra.
Something's been. Yeah, it was something
really?
cool like that. Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but they were the official thing of something. It was.
I can imagine they were the official thing of something. Yeah, all right. Yeah. I like the guy giving the toasters up to everybody in NASCAR.
That one looks like custom painted. Like
12. I think it's I would assume it's probably
legit.
AI if I had to guess. The most popular one was get away from the next gen car and run the Xfinity car with 900 horsepower. Tommy, again.
The popular answer is the sixth one: implement permanent charters with fair revenue. That guy's pretty smart.
That's the one you're spot on for?
We need to send him to
just down to Charlotte.
Down to Charlotte and have him meet with everybody and fix it.
Does stuff like removing stage cautions have any bearing on you, like race-wise? Do you have any opinion on that?
Man, I think there's so many layers to if you actually filled this out and you had ChatGPT do it, and you said, like, what are the pros and cons of all this? It would take 30 pages to do it all, right?
Yeah.
In all these situations, whether you're ditching next gen, ending single source parts, or removing stage cautions, like, you have to rob Peter to pay Paul in every aspect of it, right? I don't think that people look at that. So yeah, in some cases, there's some positives to ending stage cautions. And I think that NASCAR's done that. You look at the road courses. I know there's a lot of situations where they've ended stage cautions. I think that was a positive. And there's some tracks where, honestly, I do think that the stage cautions are not a bad thing. But again, at the same time, it's all I've ever known, right?
Yeah.
So all that stuff is all I've ever known. But, man, I think that every sport has, people with their gripes. And right now I hate to see the state that it's in because it seems like everybody's just wanting to be against it. And I think that is, and I'll probably get flack for saying it, but I do think that's our biggest problem is that it's become so, not trendy, but popular to be against NASCAR and be against everything that has to do with it. And I think that's the biggest problem. I think what we have right now is actually really great. I just got back from Australia where all the people really enjoyed what they were doing, where they were at. I watched the F1 race, which was probably the worst racing I watched all year as far as a product goes, and people seem to love that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm team pro sport, right? I want the sport to be in a really good place, and I don't know. I just look at all this and almost laugh at it, at probably almost all of them for the most part, because people don't look at the big picture.
Yeah, and half of these people that if they got the answer they wanted tomorrow, they'd be about it at the end of next season. I feel like, and my dad always said, misery loves company. Once you kind of get on the mob.
I don't implement permanent charters and fair revenue.
No,
that's a winner.
That's a good one. And I think that if you're going to pick one off the list,
that's it.
That's the one that I think the most people would get behind.
All the other stuff gets fixed. That one right there is the main one that would, except for the revive the point system, whatever it is, but we haven't figured that out yet. But all that other stuff gets handled, right? We don't have any problems with any of that stuff.
Yeah. Well, so you're saying if we implement permanent charters and a fair revenue sharing, a lot of those problems.
A lot of them go away. We all understand what we got ourselves into. It fixes mostly all of it.
And if we get all that, if we just get that, then we can have what Dirty Sally says at the bottom there, just have a shot and a beer and
there you go.
Kumbaya.
Yep.
Dirty Sally. All right. Joey Logano looks better bald.
Wait, that's real?
Yes.
Wait,
what do you mean? What do you think?
I thought it was AI.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
No, he's really bald.
No, he isn't.
Yes, he is.
No, I don't understand what happened.
Look.
But
yes, he really is.
I thought that was AI.
I think was struggling with alopecia.
No, he's been sorry, but I thought he had implants done, and I thought it looked good.
Yeah.
But did they go away? Do they? Maybe they haven't. Maybe he had problems with those. I don't know. But
dude, he looks so Penske now.
Yeah,
he does. Look at him. He looks like now he's fits in finally.
Just finish reading the question.
Look, he's even dressing better now.
I can't believe you thought that was fake.
No, I thought it was fake. I didn't I seen it. Didn't even pay attention. I just went to the
AI. He's probably just scrolling through Facebook. Anyways, Joey Logano looks better bald, and quote unquote bald Joey will be a menace for the rest of the field in 2026.
You're gonna have to get a different helmet.
Joey with hair was a menace most of the time to pass or get a race around. So I don't know. Is he going to be worse now because he doesn't have any hair? I don't understand.
Man. Maybe he's just changing everything.
I like it, man. I like it. If you're going to go, you better go. Commit.
He looks so.
You gotta have. I think you gotta have the beard though. Like if you.
I
feel like
a little gray in it.
I feel like you gotta have a beard if you're gonna go for the bald look. You losing any hair yet, Jess? You good for a while? You think? Or
you don't want me to take my hat off? me and Corey Heim will be making a trip to Turkey.
To Turkey.
Oh, so you are. Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, just own it, but you gotta grow a beard at some point eventually.
I'm trying.
Yeah, he is.
Put the camera on me.
If you start now growing a beard, by the time you're 40, it might come in. So.
It's hard. It's really hard.
I know.
And I've had all the stuff. I've had like the rollers. I've had like the
that's
beard oil. It doesn't work, by the way.
It doesn't work.
Oh Lord, I'm in a lot of trouble next week.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. All right.
Oh yeah, you're chaperoning. Wait, well that's it for spot on, spot off. All right, it's time for reaction theater, and I for one have missed this. I'm excited. Did we?
So I talked to Alex about this, and we tried to get just the reaction. There's not been a lot to react to, obviously, since we've stopped racing. So we're trying to get some trial reactions, and I think Alex. So we got a couple. I think everybody's in the holiday mode. They don't want to be mean to anybody right now, so they probably weren't the best calls we've ever had. But hopefully, it's good. We'll see.
Our first caller, he didn't want to talk about the trial. He just wanted to sing us a nice Christmas song.
Oh, that's so.
Okay.
Here we go.
I'm sure it's very Christmassy.
A quick recap of the season right here on BBC. 12 fans had toasters bathing. 11 has a lawsuit. 10 brake checked Byron. 9 won most popular driver. 8 couldn't get a Slade. 7's a whiny. 6 probably caused the big one. 5 won it all. Because 4 tires was not the call with 3 laps to go. 2 got it done for a trophy that didn't go to Denny. Merry Christmas and happy Offseason, guys.
That was a good one.
How much time do you have to have on your hands?
Nah, that was on the spot. You don't think
That was one of the most underproduced songs that we've
loved
had.
it.
Usually
that was a
they
good
have
one.
like background tracks.
I want that same call next year, like the same numbers and everything.
You know, they were asking on Twitter about what's one thing we would change about NASCAR. You know what? Put Mark Martin in charge of the competition. Put Mark Martin in charge of the season format. I'm good with it. What do y'all think? I mean, just let me know. Have fun with that. Love y'all. Bye.
I think him, Kyle Petty, and Kenny Wallace. Yeah.
Those are the 3 guys you want in charge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would go like him. I would go Mark Martin, probably like maybe Kevin Harvick.
Kenny Wallace can have Kenny with coffee every morning with everybody. Good morning, everybody.
Just sit down.
Let's
and
have a
just
meeting.
Chat with everybody. Let me tell you something. Again, like we would put Mark Martin in charge, and he would make a full season points. But then he would also change the way we do 3 other things, and you would hate Mark Martin in 2 years.
Yeah.
And tell me how he's the worst commissioner ever.
We would have a 1982 Howe car, Howe chassis. Yeah.
But no, I'm all for getting people like Mark involved in the decision making.
Absolutely. I
don't know that he needs to be the commissioner of the sport, but he should definitely have a voice in what we do. And I think that's a big key for moving forward. Is I think you need to take in some thoughts and ideas from other people.
There might be some job openings for commissioner after all this said and
Gracious.
done.
What do I think of the trial? I think NASCAR genuinely believes that NASCAR, the name, is what is driving everything. And I hate to break it to them. They're wrong. I don't watch because it's called NASCAR. I watch for the drivers. I watch for the personalities. And I really hope that they get bent over a barrel.
As much as, I see both sides. Neither one could do either thing without the other. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, you see some testimony that is like, well, we made, or text messages, I shouldn't say the testimony, but you see some of those texts that came out and it's, we made these drivers what they are. And the drivers are thinking, NASCAR, they'd be nobody. They'd have to shut down without us. And it's like, no, I don't think you guys realize you need each other. Like you need a sanctioning body, and you need the guys that do put the show on to work together and figure it out.
Man, I get and I understand all of it, right? But it's for growing up in it, right? And way before even you, and being part of NASCAR in this sport since I was probably 8 years old, 6, 7 years old, right? Going to the races and
you said it.
Yeah, 6. They just did a big thing on that today at the In-N-Out Burger. The no more number 6, 7. They can't say it anymore because they did a thing. They were like 6, 7. The crowd went nuts. But anyway,
I'll tell you this: I was walking down. I left the hockey game the other day, or maybe it was going to the football game. I can't remember where we were going. And there was we were walking by a classroom full of kids. And I just saw they were all beating on the window, and they were doing I don't know what it is, I guess, and that nobody would pay any attention to them. And of course, Ashley Brim, or Ashley Smalley now, I guess, Brim, she was like, you should wave at these kids. And of course, I was went like this for 2 seconds, and I thought they were going to go through the window. Like, I was like, oh my God, these kids go nuts for this? Really? I thought it was like a thing a couple people did. No, I thought I caused a classroom riot over it.
No.
But I'm sorry, go ahead. 6, 7. I don't know what you were saying about 6, 7, but
well, when I was young,
when you were 6, 7, that's right.
We used the local short track.
Now he's 67.
Yeah. Man, now you just ruined my.
He doesn't even want to tell his story anymore.
Going at a young age and seeing the sport grow to what it is today, and being part of it, seeing every phase of it. I mean, if I've seen every phase of it, man, most of every phase of it, and to get to this point of, it's the people that weren't involved in the beginning that have issues, right? To not understand the whole root of where the France family came from, how it started, how they met, those meetings, what went on when those meetings, I learned all that. I studied all that. But when it gets to a point now, it is all about money, unfortunately. Back then it wasn't. We were just racing, having a good time. Nothing cost anything. You didn't pay anything. But now everything costs so much money. I mean, and it's not just our sport. It's even our society, how we live, right? So it's depressing. Touching on something that Jesse said earlier, it's depressing to see this happen in front of the cameras and in the courtroom. I wish it just would have gotten fixed like it should have, with men sitting there and figuring this out.
Hey, it's Dale Jr., and for the latest DBC gear, we need you to go to shop.dirtymomedia.com. We've got plenty of options, and we're adding new stuff all the time. Shop.dirtymomedia.com.
Where's the other producer?
He's in a better place. Actually, he doesn't even work here anymore.
We kicked him out. No. We'll give him a shout out now. Andrew. I forgot his name. He hasn't been here in so long.
We went to PRN or something.
Andrew Curlin
MRN
left.
or PRN?
PRN, I believe. And he did a lot for us. He's been here for a long time. He was the producer of this show for a whole year, a couple years ago, and he's filled in, and he's done some backup work, and he's in a better place now. And I'm looking forward to hearing him. He's gonna be doing pit stops. So his first pit stop's gonna, they're gonna come down pit road, and the guys gonna be like, 4 tires around the wedge, fuel. What's up, Allie? Hope you're listening back at home. So that's a little small dig from the last show I did over here. But yeah, no, he did a great job over here, and he's going to do a great job over there. He's somebody that I've known for a long time, since I feel like he was 10 years old, kind of wandering around doing interviews in the garage and stuff.
Are we nominating shows today, or are we just calling out of our year-long nominees?
I mean, we could talk about some of that happened since the shows. That one would have, I think the safety car running into that guy at the race, the NASCAR Mexico race, probably would have taken them all down this year if we had a vote for that one. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It was like maybe the week after Phoenix. Right here, this guy who comes from I don't know.
Oh my
Did he
God.
lose his brakes or
I
something?
don't know what was going on here.
Yeah, I mean,
And he turns
the
into the
guy
car.
have a heart attack or something?
I
Was he
hope not.
like this? What's his name there? With his
That's
back?
you know who that is? That's the tow
Was that
truck.
him?
So no, I figured it out. I just put 2 and 2 together. Remember the guy early in the year that was driving the tow truck and he fled the scene? I think he
that's
fled to
him?
Mexico and now
Fled the
Fled.
scene, not
Fled.
fleed
Sorry,
the
fled.
scene.
Fled,
Can
whatever.
you
He
help
fled
us?
the scene.
Fled the scene. He fled the scene. Ah, that's him. They finally caught up to him in Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
You think he's got his seatbelt on?
Oh my Lord! No airbag. No airbag.
How does that happen?
What side is the steering wheel on that car?
Oh God!
I mean,
What else did I had a couple written down? The North-South Shootout, which was a show. That's just we don't have to go through any details. It was a show.
I'm gonna call that race. I'm gonna race direct that.
I
race
hope so.
next year.
Somebody has.
I'm
to.
going.
I saw an ambulance in a horse race. The horses were racing, and the ambulance almost hit all the horses head on coming through one of the turns. The NHRA just decides to end their season. Just
forget it.
Just
Yeah.
What do you mean?
They just the last race of the year was rain for a couple
Rain.
days. They said, you know
Yeah,
what?
let's end this
There's
season.
no more race. You guys are the champions, and
they
we're
just
going home.
didn't.
They just didn't run the last race. They were like, weather don't look good.
That's
Oh
why.
my
It rained
God.
for 4 or 5 days.
I mean, I mean, you gotta. I feel like
Nah.
you have to run the last race.
Nah, not them. Nah.
And maybe my favorite show of the year was, and this is just, I don't want to put it on Josh because I love Josh. The deal that happened at that Thanksgiving Classic.
Oh God, yeah.
Didn't he throw it twice?
Well, this
yeah.
was a different. Who was it? I don't even know who this was. I don't think
That's
I saw
the
this
same
one.
one, I think.
Yeah, same guy. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
He threw it twice.
So he threw his helmet twice.
Yeah,
He must not like that helmet.
strong helmet.
That's
Strong throw.
oh he threw it down the hill and then threw it back up.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna have a shoulder problem the next day. That's a different guy.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yes, he missed the first.
Oh, he
guy.
missed him.
Hit the
I can say he hit a
24.
white car the first
Well,
time.
if you look the first swing, it hung on his hand or something.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say he hit a different
Can you
car.
imagine the white?
He
the
was
guy in
trying
the
to
white
get
car
this-
being like, what the hell that
Yeah.
guy?
What
I
is
wasn't-
it me for?
see? Yeah. Watch it stuck on his hand. See.
Oh
Yeah.
man. What else you got teed up there, Alex? I have one more that I wanted to.
I thought this was funny. The moment of the year, Kyle Larson winning the championship without leading a lap.
That's the moment of the year.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
But that could have happened if there was a 36 race format.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's listen, like I said, you're never gonna make everybody happy. But the deal that went down at the Thanksgiving Classic, where
Yeah,
the
so-
second place team
Yeah.
protested the winning team because they swore he was cheating and got themselves
Oh, that's my
disqualified.
favorite.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah.
Then they had to apologize.
And somebody said they spent $8,000 on a protest.
No.
How is that possible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they do it where
Yeah, they
it's
said it was $8,000 to protest.
it's $5,000. It was $5,000 to protest the engine, and it was $1,500 to do. They were protesting like the wiring and all the because they were like
They said he had
traction control. And then there was another something about lead somewhere. It was above my pay grade of understanding what they were talking about. But there was 3 different things that they were.
So yeah, I saw it was like $8,000 to get themselves
Yeah.
disqualified.
It's gotta suck for the team though too. That thing just comes back in a bucket basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
I also heard that apparently, so like you can only. So they teched the 17 first, and then once they found his truck arms legal and he was disqualified, he was thrown out. So they stopped whatever they were doing on the 88 because he's no longer. It was only like within the top 10 that you
Oh.
can protest or whatever. And so once the 17 was thrown out into the back of the field, they stopped whatever they were doing on the 88 and sent
That's-
everybody home.
That's tough.
That's what I heard. I don't
Yeah,
know.
who knows?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
All right, what do we got from the season? Those were the ones I had from the off season that I thought were interesting.
So there's six nominees we pulled that were some of the best to relive. The first one is the old Willie B. Ty Dillon crash from Vegas.
Oof.
Mm.
The biggest shows we had all year were guys just railroading people coming to pit road, apparently.
It started and ended
Started
like that.
in Daytona, ended in Vegas.
I still feel so bad for Ty because he was so bad
Oh,
that day.
he was just.
He was holding on for his dear life.
The next one, this is probably my all-time favorite.
Oh, this is the guy flying.
Oh,
That was Doug too.
Was that Doug?
Air Doug.
No.
Yeah.
Was it him?
Yeah.
Was it him?
He
No.
had
No.
something like
That
that.
was.
happen to
I
him.
know that he had something similar.
Oh, he did
somewhere
that at
else.
Cordeal.
Yeah,
Cordeal.
Cordeal went off and
Is
that's
that Cordeal?
No, this is
No.
some. I think that was Berlin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an impressive one. That was.
One that's not featured here, but Connor obviously falling off his car at Watkins Glen was one of
That's
our
my
top
pick.
nominees.
That's
Yeah.
everybody in the room's pick.
Yeah.
That's we can skip over this one here. With
Number 4, Denny and Bubba fighting
Yeah,
out for the win.
fuck that one.
And then number 1.
No, that's.
That wasn't a show.
There was one where we flipped their boss off down the back straightaway.
Here's another fan favorite, the 4-wheeler that
This
flips
is-
over.
Oh, this is one of my personal. yeah, this is my personal
God.
favorite.
I've never seen that.
I was like seeing the water bottle come off.
God.
Yep, there's
He hit
that
hard.
guy
man.
wrecked,
That's
and
awful.
he ruined a shoulder and a Stanley Cup.
Not the Stanley Cup.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, man.
Did he think he was gonna just drive out of it? Like
I
he was just.
I think he wasn't looking. But here's our number one of the year, and it was the first week of the year. Old Chris Wright. Shout out to you know what? As an
Did I read today that he got a full-time
as,
truck
did.
ride?
as an award for having the biggest show of the year, we got him a full-time ride at McAnally.
Oh,
Freddie's
my
gonna spot
So
for him all
Chris-
year
Chris
since that
Wright
one
is
he had
back.
in that race wasn't good enough.
And I love Bill McAnally, so I hope he's got his together and doesn't tear up.
I'll tell you
Bill's
what,
stuff.
But he got in that. What truck did he get in the end of the year? He ran good.
That was the same truck. He was running a McAnally
Yeah,
truck. I
he
think, at
ran
the end of
good,
the year.
man. So
Good. I
I
hope
remember
he does.
looking in my mirror at that point, and I was like,
Oh
my
God.
God.
It's
I
like
think
a
I
sl-
actually like sped up a little bit because it was
it's
kind
like one of them slowdowns on the highway, and you just look, make sure the guy behind you slowing down. It's like, oh no. I still don't know how the 91 car wasn't destroyed. Like, you know, he must have just hit at the perfect angle with the nose really low down. That because the 91 went back in the race. He was missing a transponder. He should have been missing a rear clip. Who was that?
He
that
tried to thread the needle.
He did a
he
good
got-
job.
he got it. If that 91 wasn't there, he'd have been okay.
Yeah.
He would have.
We could have gone left, maybe, but yeah.
No, you could have just slowed down as well. But
I'm sure he's slowing down at that point as fast as he can.
oh man, that clip it's just never gonna get old.
Yeah.
That is Thank
Our
you for
very
that.
first-
Thank
our
you for
very
that.
first
That was
nomination of the
another
year.
good one.
There's a
They
lot.
were on that boat or something, and
Oh, the
guy fell off the
it was the Browns,
The
right?
Browns,
and the person just the social person fell
no
off
one
the
even
barge.
realized. That was a good one.
There was a bunch of good ones this year, man. This is always my favorite part. Reaction theater and the show have always kind of been my favorite parts because they usually draw the biggest laughs, and that's what it's all about, having fun. But what else we got?
DBC picks recap.
picking? What we picking?
We're not picking, but we have a recap that it says on here that the guests combined one DBC picks. So Tommy, you are a loser, which means
Great. I
you have
gotta
to buy us dinner.
I've been in this sport since I was 6 years old.
6, 7,
Six
baby.
6 or 7.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure out when you're buying us dinner, but it's coming up soon. We'll figure it out. You got lucky because today was going to be a big one. I was going to have the whole families going.
I didn't even know.
20 people.
When
I
you
know.
said dinner was canceled, I'm like, what dinner?
Well, it's just because
Yeah.
you don't pay attention, but it's fine. It's you and Luke together, apparently, like the two of you. How did Luke do this weekend before we leave?
He,
we'll give a shout out to Nassie for winning Snowball. Who won Saturday night? Keelan did a great
won.
job. I mean,
the car
13
was
years old.
hooked up, man.
Unbelievable.
That car was good.
Um,
Luke set fast time.
Luke said fast time. I did
Yes,
see that.
and, finished fifth, and finished
what
fifth.
time was that race? About
I went to bed at 4:30. Yeah, our time.
God.
So yeah, Turkey Derby. Max Sackham won the Turkey Derby Saturday. Stephen Reed won. I don't think. What else we have? Thanksgiving Classic.
Doug
Air
Barnes.
Doug won that.
We got the. Hold on. Gateway. On Flow,
On Flow, which
the
was
number one watched, the most watched ever show on Flow, race on Flow.
Really?
Yeah.
was Gateway.
Yeah, it
really?
was their most watched.
And what
More
is
than,
the
like, the Chili
what are you
Bowl.
supposed to say?
If you want to watch it next year,
I know.
Yeah. Come on.
If you want to watch it next year, you can visit flowsports.link/door bumper clear.
yeah, sign up. They'll give you 50% off for your next service. Which to Jesse's point, reason for having Flow is coming up. Tulsa Shootout, Chili Bowl. Those two.
Why
those
aren't you
2
coming to the
weeks,
golf trip?
Because of Doug's bachelor party the week before.
It's the week before.
And I'm going to be dead the entire week after. I get home on Tuesday. Would have to leave Thursday to
Why
go
don't
to
you
the
just
golf
stay
trip.
down there?
No. No. Have you not heard that I've been gone all month? I would like to just be at my house for a little while, if that's okay. But Tulsa Shootout, Chili Bowl, back-to-back. Oh, no, there's a week in between, right, I assume?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the value. I remember renting the Chili Bowl from Racing Boys when I first started watching it, God knows how many years ago, was $150 to have it for the whole week.
And then you had to with all the MAV TV stuff on Saturday.
Yeah, then you would switch. Now Flo has the entire Chili Bowl, so it pays for itself if you watch that event, and it's one of the best events of the year every year. You're not racing, are you?
I am.
Are
yeah.
you racing?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Chili Bowl?
Oh, what are you driving? Can you say? Have you announced
Not
this
yet. We haven't announced it yet. Still
Don't
trying to
announce
figure
it
out the sponsor stuff.
Oh, but
Yeah.
that's good. That's
Being a good
fun.
car.
No shootout with Chad?
No, I hate the shootout.
Yeah.
The
I think
shootout's
I
a
got
lot.
like penalized or disqualified in like every heat race I ran, and I was like, I'm never coming.
I
back.
feel like the shootout, the shootout, like once one bad thing goes wrong, it just
You're
snowballs.
screwed, yeah.
Like it's
It's
like
brutal.
to the Chili Bowl, if you can
long
maybe dig out a
days.
little bit, yeah. But so that's good. Watch. See, there you go. Sign up for Flo, and you can watch Jesse Love at the Chili Bowl.
You heard it here first.
Heard it here first. We don't know what he's driving yet, but he'll be there somewhere. I think the
You
rumor is
you might be there, right?
the
I'll be
rumor
there. Oh,
is
okay.
I'll announce it now. Johnny Murdoch's got a car. It's either him or Robert Bell, and that's what Jesse's gonna drive.
Everybody's like, huh?
It's one of those cars.
If you know, you know.
If you knew Robert Bell or Johnny Murdoch, it'd be one of them. But anyway, what else we got? But Luke, how was his race?
It was good. I mean, he ran top 5 and 6 the whole. He got McKeed running second, and fell
What
back
happened?
got McKeed.
Well, I know. But
Just he fell into second after the restart. McKee just instead of just used him up and pushed him up the track and fell back to sixth, and then ran fifth to sixth the rest of the race. That's about. He was just too free.
I know.
Keelan did an awesome job, man.
That's
he
what I
missed,
was gonna say.
He missed a shift, lead, and fell back. That Luke was trying to get him for fifth, and he just passed everybody. And it's been refreshing to watch him this year grow, Keelan, passing people, right, and learning how to pass people. And I think he learned a lot racing with Luke at Wilkesboro, learning that you can race people cleanly and still pass them and still have fun, right? You don't have to use everybody up. And he did a really good job fighting his way back up to the lead, and had the best car, man.
I went to
who's he race for?
Rackley.
Rackley.
Yeah, they have really good cars.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean the cars have been fantastic.
It don't matter. He's
Where did I
13, man.
go?
I mean,
Yeah, I
he's
think
good,
I was
right?
there
What race did I go to? Florence.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Florence, and I think he sat on the pole for the.
He did it
for the-
too. He
for the
missed a
pro
shift
race,
there.
and he missed a shift. And I
Yeah.
said, "This kid's gonna melt down. Like he's got the best car. He just sat on the pole. Be interesting to see. Like, is he like? Because a lot of times you have a mistake like that. I think I talked about it on here. You make a mistake like that, you try to get it all back at once. Like I just gave the lead up. I got to get it back.
Yeah.
And he fell to like fifth or sixth, and instead of just going like a battering ram back through there, he just sat there and one at a time picked his way back up to, I think he passed for the lead with 10, 15 to go and went on to win the race. And I was like, that's incredibly impressive for somebody that's 20 years old, let alone a kid that is 13 years old, you know.
Yeah.
He's gonna be just fine.
He's going to
I
be.
think I was there when he was like first getting in a go-kart. Like one of his first days at Trackhouse or GoPro, whatever you call it. And it was like pretty cool to see like how far because I was one of the people that got to see like one of his first ever laps to see like obviously wherever his career goes. I can always remember like his first laps in the cart. And yeah, he seems like he's really good. I have one question, Tommy. Some of those guys, I think it was like the 18 car, Priest, some guys like didn't race on Monday for the Derby.
Yeah, I'm
They
not
were in the
sure. I
show.
text Priest and he didn't text me back. I think he had a
Priest just had, and listen, I saw people getting on him like, oh, you don't feel like staying. Listen, Ryan
Yeah,
spent
he's a
a
racer.
year and a lot of money building that race car. And one thing you got to remember, Ryan's got a lot of obligations outside of, he's got cup obligations. He's got the whole job and then all of his guys that were down there with him were from his cup car. They probably had to be at work on Monday, I would assume. But I think he had to be back for something. And listen, if Ryan could have been there to race, he would have been there to race. I assure you that. I didn't see why Max went home. Were they the only two that
think
left?
so.
I
I
don't
think
know.
so, yeah.
Max, who knows? But Sam, these guys are racers. There's a reason they weren't there. It wasn't just they were pouting and went home because the weather sucked.
without Ryan having people, that's never bothered him because we were at Stafford one night And we're getting ready to start the race. About a half hour before the race was, and I'm looking around. He's racing, we're racing, right? And I'm looking around. I'm like, who's going to pit your car? And he looked at me. He goes, you are. I'm like, I got to pit my car. My guys, we got to pit. He goes, I'll come in a different lap. I'll come in another time, and you can pit my car. I'm like, all right. So we pit when we were all supposed to pit. He pitted like 15, 20 laps later. Cars come out, drove from last, and won the race. I'm like, you son of a.
I can't remember. We did it. I can't remember if it was him or Jimmy, but we did it with TS one time where we went to Stafford just to get tires in our tire bank. Like if you had to run the race to get your tires for the following week or whatever. And so we didn't even put out like I think it was Ryan, but it might have been Jimmy. I can't remember. We didn't bring a pit crew out there. We didn't have a box set up or nothing. And whoever was driving was like, yeah, I got a problem. And I'm like, well, you're done. Like, you have to deal with it. He's like, no, we got to take some air out of the left rear or whatever. And I'm like, I said, I don't know, pulling somebody's stall. I think it was Don Barker. It was like that there. I'm like, pulling that box. He'll take some air. I said, tell him what you need. Same thing. But yeah, there was a reason why they weren't there. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't just, there was, I think Ryan just had to be somewhere.
Yeah.
So DBC picks, that was it. Tommy's our loser.
Tommy's our loser. That's
the gist of it. I do have a little fun game to play. I got you guys some gifts.
Wait, you did?
I did.
You
yeah,
did?
I did. Yeah.
You didn't shop.
I did. Well, it's maybe I didn't do a lot of shopping.
Who got?
Are you about to like ice us or something?
Did Megan do this?
No, I just did this. I did it. In the last,
he would do some shit like that.
I did it in the hour before I came.
You do
here.
it at Spencer's Gifts.
No. But I need everybody that's been on the show. Are they all in the room?
Like get up from the table.
You're involved. No. You guys stay there. It's all on camera.
I'm involved.
Yeah, sure. Now you are. Since everybody else left.
I'm sure it's fireball shots or something.
No. It could be cash. It could be anything.
Oh, grab bag.
All right. Oh, sorry. No, you can sit down. Sit down. I'll share a seat with you. So I don't know if you guys know, because we don't show him on camera much. That's Bryson. I've made his life hell this year. Going through some tweets. You guys don't know Alex, obviously. Evan, you haven't had much camera time lately.
I did reloaded.
Oh, did you?
You remember?
Oh, yes, I do remember that. Evan's the man of 1,000 voices, and he can do them all right now, but we're not going to let him. But these guys are the backbone of the show, honestly. And so I just wanted to give everybody a little gift. And Tommy, now you're involved. I appreciate you guys coming on. Karsyn, thank you for stepping up and joining us on this. Jesse, we've dragged you in here numerous times, and you earned one of these gifts with what happened last year. So, so here's the deal. There's some Christmas cards in here, and you're gonna have a little bit of a poker face because the idea is there's some cool gifts in there, and there's maybe some that suck. But so I'm gonna go to Tommy first, and you're gonna open up your card. Don't let nobody know what you have. And then somebody else is going to open the card, and you're going to have to read that person's face to say whether you want to take their gift or keep your own. Now, you may open up the best gift and not want to trade, or you might want to maybe, if you open the best one, maybe give it up because you're not that greedy, and I don't want you to be Scrooge. But okay, just pick the card out of there. Well, I mean, the idea is to get these guys the good stuff, but there's really only one. So open your card up. Don't let nobody see what it is. Nobody's on camera. Yeah, put your glasses on.
Do I have to read?
No. I mean, you can if you want, but just don't let nobody see what's inside of it.
How am I supposed to do that?
Well, they can go somewhere else.
Fuck off, Alex.
Good.
All right.
Was I supposed to do that?
Yeah, you're great at poker. Yeah. Good poker face. I don't know what's in any of these cards, by the way. I mean, I know what's in them, but I don't know what's in each one. So now don't let nobody see. And now, Tommy.
Turn around.
Tommy, you have to decide
it's
if you want to take her card or not. But then once you switch.
I have to make the decision?
Yes. Once you switch.
Wait, I have to look at her.
I feel like everybody can see what I have in my hand.
Yeah, but it don't matter what they can see. It's just,
it's off of Tommy, really, yeah.
Okay.
So now you got to decide if you want to take her card or not. But if you either have your card or her card, you don't get to switch again after this.
That's it?
That's it. And then she's going to have the opportunity to do the same thing.
To me?
To whoever picks next.
Oh, she's next.
So do you want to keep your card or do you want to take Carson's card?
I'm going to keep it.
Okay.
Because I think she got
He literally went like, oh.
Who's next?
Bryson,
you go. Now, Karsyn, you have to read his face to decide.
Oh, come over here. Yeah,
Just be
that
careful.
way.
You might don't
Yeah,
get it
go
on
by Jesse.
camera. Don't get it on camera. She'll be like, don't. You're on TV. So now you got to decide when you look at him if you want to take his card or keep your own.
Okay.
Oh,
Actually, look. It doesn't affect me.
Oh, whoa. I got you. All right.
Oh, Jesus.
He went.
I tried
So you
really
have to
hard.
decide.
Now you got to decide if you want to keep your card or take his card.
Like how is the thing in there?
Everything has monetary value. There's nothing that has zero monetary value.
I'll take it.
Taking his
So
card.
you got to swap.
So
So I
now
give him mine?
whatever you get, you're stuck with, and then it's going to
Okay.
be his choice after that.
Okay.
So now you look at this card.
And do a better job.
Look
opening
at
so
look.
no one's-
Yeah.
Oh, I got a lottery ticket.
Yeah, and you can look at your card now, Tommy.
So I
you
can-
say
can
what
I
you have in your
scratch this
card.
right
we were
now?
going to open up at the end. Wouldn't it be better just to...
All right. Well, yeah, maybe yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
sorry.
That's okay.
I'm about ready to scratch mine.
We'll let Jesse go last. He could end up with this. So now
I
you're
think I should get a chance to
Bryson-
take from the last.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might. I don't remember how
I
many
think I
cards
should
we
get
got.
to
now.
take a
Jesse's
chance
pretty good at poker, I hear. So,
now you're trying to read Alex and figure out if you want to take Alex's card or keep your own. I think you look pretty excited.
you're so
to switch.
stupid. Jesus.
I'll take one.
Yeah, you better. Jesus, Alex. Oh my God. I'm never gonna have you in a pit. Tear down.
All right.
I'm taking that one.
So now you're reading his face to decide if you want to take his or keep yours.
Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you and Alex.
Ooh, Evan, that was really good.
That was good. That was tough to read.
No, you know what's great? Is that mine's actually really good.
Yeah.
You gotta
We'll
take it.
switch. We'll switch.
So now it's, yeah.
Oh, you're back to a lotto ticket.
All right.
Always switch.
So then what we got left? Just Jesse, right?
You.
Are you
No, I'm
participating?
not. I bought all this stuff. I'm not participating.
He knows what he would.
So then here's Jesse. You go. You can either switch
With the
with
last
the
one
last one, which was
or Tommy.
well, then I have another card in here.
Oh,
so you
so
can
you're going-
switch. I'm not going, but we can switch to the last one. So, but you can don't. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter, but because you're just gonna switch with Evan or not, right? Evan was the last one.
Yeah.
And then
I'm choosing if I want to switch with him.
no, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. Evan, you choose if you switch with Jesse.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Now you got.
So now,
Yeah.
Jesse, you look at that and you decide if you want this card or if you want that card.
What is it?
I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something. Never mind.
What'd you open? So now what?
What I gave him, he gave me.
So you want this card or you want to keep that card? Because this one might be worse.
I want Tommy's.
No, you don't
you
get
can't
Tommy's.
have mine.
What'd you get then? Tommy's got a charter in there.
It's about what I sold it for.
Do you want this one or that one?
I want this one.
All right. I don't know. I don't even know what's in
I like
this
the
one.
surprise. You would love that one, I bet.
Me, yeah, I can't even talk about this one.
What's this? A nail and spa and nails. Get your nails done.
What's in that one?
So what
Jesse
everybody
got a
get?
dollar.
So what everybody get?
I got a scratcher.
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 Yeah, you can show yours. Yeah, you can show yours. Get another gift card. Tommy, I know what you got.
Tommy!
I knew it.
Gonna pay for this half that dinner, baby.
Unreal.
We got $1 here. You can take that.
Oh, thanks.
Of course, Tommy got the.
Thank you guys for listening this year. Thank you guys, Tommy, Karsyn, Alex, Evan, Bryson, Jesse. Thank you for jumping on today. We love having
And
you back.
congratulations.
Congratulations again. You deserve every bit of it. Thank you guys for listening this year. We've had a lot of fun and hope you guys had too. And we will be back next year, hopefully. We're out.
Bye.